Greetings, Scotty here, Black Talk Radio News. And on this particular commentary, I want to talk about why do some black people feel the need to mock these victims' families when we have these police shootings and you have a family member who's more than likely a Christian who says publicly that they forgive that person. And, people say it never fails. Every time one of these killer cops shoot one of our people, here come the family members saying that, oh, they forgive the person. And I'm just going to put that on lack of understanding. If you didn't grow up in Christianity, if you didn't grow up in a household where y'all read the Bible or anything like that, I don't expect you to understand. I'm going to chalk it up to ignorance. It's not that they're outright forgiving these people. But for those that don't know, there's something called the Lord's Prayer that many Christians, well, I shouldn't say many, I should say some Christians believe in. And the Lord's Prayer goes a little something like this, and hopefully this will help you understand the mindset that these grieving people are in. But first, let me say, the family members did not forgive Michael Slager for murdering Walter Scott down there in Charleston, South Carolina. I think it was North Charleston, South Carolina. Okay, it was one person. It was his mother, all right? His son, or one of his sons, I don't know how many children he had, but one of his sons asked for Michael Slager to be put in prison for life. He ended up getting 20 years. So it wasn't no family members. It was one family member, his mother, who's more than likely a Christian and who knows the Lord's Prayer. And the Lord's Prayer goes something like this. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever and ever. Amen. So what that is saying is that these Christians who believe that you have to forgive other people who have trespassed against you or sinned against you or who have done you any harm in order for you to be forgiven on Judgment Day. So that's where that comes from. If you don't understand, if you think that these people this is just coming out of nowhere or they're speaking out of grief, and grief has a lot to do with it, but there's also a psychological aspect to it, and it's not just pertaining to people who get killed and murdered by cops and things of that nature. Whether it is a rape victim, whether it's a victim of genocide, whatever, it doesn't matter. There's a psychological aspect to where that person does that so that they can lift this burden of hate and pain off of their shoulders, so to speak, so that they can go through life without carrying that stress around. Doesn't matter whether I agree with it or whether you agree with it. That it is what it is. And so just in case you're one of those people who every time it's reported in the media that one of the family members said, I forgive the person, that's where that's coming from. And it just never fails, like you say, for one of these family members to say that. It never fails for you to mock them. So this is, I just don't see the point in mocking people who have suffered a grievous injury because you don't understand. So hopefully you'll understand and you'll just let that slide and not engage in bashing the family members. Now, there's one thing I'm angry about in this case, and I want to know why that black cop who filed a false police report and stood there laughing and joking over Walter Scott's body along with Michael Slager. Go to look at the video. While Michael Slager was planting that taser on Walter Scott's dead body, that black cop was standing right there. And he backed up his buddy, his fellow slave catcher, in his police report. So he filed a false police report. That's obstruction of justice. That's aiding and abetting. Where is the outrage that this black cop was not charged? Oh, does he get a pass because he black? I know there are some people who say we live in a system of white supremacy and black people are not responsible for what they do, and we have to give them a pass or whatever. I'm not one of those people, but you're basically doing the same thing. You're forgiving a person or you're giving them a pass simply based on their skin color, even though they were involved in the crime against another black person. I didn't see that black cop check his body to see if he was still alive, try to give him some CPR or anything. I saw him laughing and joking with that killer cop, Michael Slager. And that black cop witnessed the whole thing, and he filed a false police report. All skin folk ain't kinfolk. All right, this has been Scotty Reed with a Black Talk Radio News commentary. Please support independent media by making a donation today to this based nonprofit Black Talk Media Project. You can also support our media efforts by joining our platform, social media platform, which you can find it at btrcommunity.com.